Hello YouTube world, Blue Past You here again with another review of two great firearms, some of the best bang for your buck that you're going to find in the 2011 world. I have before me the Masterpiece Arms DS9 Hybrid and the Watchtower Apache Pew View Edition. Had this gun here for a couple years, and as a matter of fact, liked it so much that I bought a second one. This actually is the second one here. The first one I kept iron sights, and then I put an optic on this one right here. And just recently come across this gun after seeing it on YouTube when they first were introducing it back at SHOT Show. And I just, to be honest with you, thought it was the prettiest gun that I've ever seen. And I did want to try the old comp. And so that's why I purchased the Watchtower Apache. So let's look over the features of both of these. You can see the various things that they come with. You see the bag that comes with the DS9 Hybrid. And then you see the cool ammo can that came with the Watchtower Pew View Edition. And it's got the foam cutouts. I will not open it up right now, but the gun slides down inside it, and then two magazines slide it as well. I think both guns came with two magazines. I think both probably a 20 round and 17 round with each. These are about the exact same price. So let's go over these various features here. Here on the Masterpiece DS9 Hybrid, the frame to fit, it is tight as can be. This has been fired several thousand rounds, but it's just a good, smooth action. But then we come over to the Apache, going to be point blank honest with you. With this PVD coating, this is smoother, a much more smoother action. And for any of you that have the DS9 Hybrid, and like I said, I've had two, that they're good. This PVD coating that they're using on the Apache, this is better. It's just smoother, as smooth the action gun as I've ever had. And I've had guns that are a little, in a higher price range of this. This is, I guess, would be considered your budget version, or the getting on the lower end of so-called custom-made guns. After firing this several thousand rounds, just to be honest with you, the Masterpiece Arms, though, probably is a little tighter. Then I got a little bit of movement here. Don't know if you can see that. It's not going to be anything to where we can affect or see the effects on the accuracy, but in that area, probably give it to the DS9 Hybrid. As we look over other things, we look at the grips. Masterpiece Arms is now making a more aggressive grip, and those things literally will cut you. This was their first competition grips that they come out with. You can see all the white powder where I've had to use grip enhancer when I go to use this gun. And then you have the, if you want to call it a polymer style grip, but this is actually made of carbon fiber and Kevlar. And between the two, to be honest with you, I prefer these grips. A lot of people say, why would you have a plastic type grip on a gun of this quality? You don't need the big heavy metal grips on a 9mm minor pistol. You can have them if you want. I don't think it's going to affect it outside the fill. This is not going to keep the gun any flatter with that type. And the grips on these are way grippier. I do not know how they ended up getting this such grip. As you can see, these don't have the white chalk. I've not had to use it. And I do have to on this gun. And so I would give the grips to the Apache. As we look at a couple other features, as they came, the Masterpiece Arms trigger would have been better. I'll let you see real quick there. Little bit of take up. You see the break. Then we go for the reset. It's very minimal. When you're firing the gun, you feel the pull, and it is a great, great trigger. Straight factory from factory, this trigger was better. However, the trigger originally came with the Apache. If you look, you see some wear marks here. You see them up there as well. There was just some hang-ups with this trigger. They advertised it as 2.5 to 3.5 pounds, and it may have fallen in that range. I think it was around 3 pounds, 2 ounces when I first got it. However, it was a horrible feeling trigger. Just the pull was not any good at all. There's a lot of hang-ups inside the channel from the trigger bow. So I had to have some work done. And now as the trigger stands, woo, I'll be honest with you, as of now, and I had to put a little money into this, but as of now, this trigger is better. It just feels crisper, it feels smoother. The reset is maybe a little more, but not much. But just that initial break, it appears to be better between the two. Now, just to let you know, this gun did not come without problems as well. I did have to send it to Masterpiece Arms. There was various problems that I had, some issues, and I had to have a gunsmith work on this as well because I had problems with hammer follow. And so it would actually cycle around, but yet the hammer would not come all the way back. And I think we attributed it to just simply the sear springs. The measurements were off a little bit that you were supposed to have. So I have had the same gunsmith work on both of these. So another shout out to Performance Gunworks here in our area. And because of that, it's going to be very beneficial to me because these triggers seem extremely similar. He's done the exact same work on each one. This one didn't need as much work as this. This needed some finish work. That did not. This has always been crisp. It's always been smooth. It's just some of the measurements were off. But as of they stand now, I would prefer this trigger. Shooting, I've already done a little shooting comparison video between the two. I'll put the link in the description below. When you have this type of grip, you are just going to have, it's going to seem like it's going to absorb the recoil some, and so it's going to be a softer shooting feeling gun to me. When you look at the comparison videos, I do think the Apache did seem to shoot better, and it definitely shot flatter because of this comp than the Masterpiece Arms. I want to explain how I do the little shooting videos. They're not anything real technical or anything. I basically put a target at 5, 7, and 10 yards. I take 3 shots with each gun at each target. I'm not trying to bullseye or anything like that. I end up just pointing towards the middle of the circle, and I pull the trigger. I see where it shoots, I immediately pull the trigger again, and then I immediately pull the trigger again. I take 3 shots just trying to see the group. I'm not trying to be super accurate or anything like that. As far as the difference between the two, on the 7 and 10 yard mark, because the video I have, I did not do a good job recording it, and it was hard to see. But from the 7 and 10, it looks like I only have 2 holes in there for 3 shots, and that is correct because I had 2 go through the exact same hole. So I would give the accuracy and the flatness in the shooting right now to the Apache. Had to have some other work done on the Apache. You can see on my other videos that the chamber had to be reamed out because I had cases getting so jammed and stuck in there, and I think the specs were off on that. So all in all, I had to put $250 more into this gun, but for the price that I got this gun, they're very similar in price, how you can get them right now. To end this video off, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple little trigger pulls, as I've heard YouTube does not like you really saying things and what trigger pull weights are, so I'm just going to call out numbers here if that helps you. I'll do about 3 pulls on each. The one big difference I like over the DS9 right now compared to the Apache is the pin safety. If I were to call out a number to you, I'd call out 1 pound 13 ounce right now. Number 2, if I were to call out a number, that's 1 pound 8 ounces. And let's do one more slow pull here. That's best on these digital gauges. And that came in at 2 pounds 2 ounces. So a little bit of variance there. If I were to give you an average right now, I would just say 1 pound 14 ounces. I'm going to do one more. And that came in right about 2 pounds, which is expected where I would expect it to be at. Looking over here, as I said, I don't like the grip safety. Don't know why anybody would not pin a grip safety on a competition gun, but that's what they've done. First pull there, 1 pound 13. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off to reset it. I'll do 3 quick pulls here. 1 pound 10 ounces. Slow pulls. 1 pound 13 ounces. Final one, 1 pound 13 ounces. So coming in about a pound, 1 pound 12 ounces. It's been consistently in between 1 pound 10 ounces, 1 pound 12 ounces there. Both guns, as you see, are fitted with a Shooting Sports Innovations thumb rest. I'm just happy with both, and I'm happy that if one thing were to happen in a match, of course that's not sanctioned because these be 2 different categories, with this being having to be open now because of the comp and that being limited optics. But if I had to switch from one to another, it would not be that big of a difference. Grip is better on this one, a little bit smaller than this. My hand fits better on the Apache than the DS9. But other than that, the triggers are just so identical. And the cool thing is I was trying to find a holster for the Apache to fit in because the normal double alpha insert blocks will not hold this gun because the trigger guard appears to be a little bit shorter. But I found this black Scorpion holster and it fits in there so great. There is no movement. That's just me overcoming right now the magnets. It fit like a glove without any adjustments. The cool thing about this is if I were to put or had to switch guns in a match, I could go to that as well. It's not quite as tight. You'll see a little bit of movement. That's going to hold though. You don't have to worry about that coming out. That would be unnerving to some people. But going back to the Apache that we see here, if I put the lock on, there is no movement whatsoever. Excuse me. I don't have it locked all the way in there. A little bit up, there it is. And now we got the lock there with the magnets. So overall, very happy with both these guns. If you're choosing between the two, you're not gonna make a bad choice. I'll tell you that at all right now. And for the money, it's so negligible going up to the higher level of guns over these two. I just don't think you're going to feel the difference and notice the difference. A little bit longer video than normal, I apologize. I'd like to try to get them done pretty quick here, but 2 great firearms with a lot of great features. You can't go wrong with either. Have a good day.